tonight, Griego. Just digging and putting as much stuff in my pouch as I can.
Keep searching. Hurry up, though. Storm is brewing.
Outside, this washing machine just put a hole in my dry suit for sure.
Do you need to abort your dive, Griego?
I'm fighting the current. We're losing visibility. You can tell when it's going to.
It's known as the Death Coast, an area of rough sea in the North Atlantic that's claimed more than 6,000 vessels, casting those aboard and treasure into its turbulent depths.
We gotta turn this thing around. Here we go.
Gold, silver, and other priceless objects from the wrecked ships
Oh my God, you're not gonna believe this.
lie scattered across the ocean floor.
Gold coin right there.
That is gorgeous.
But salvaging here has been banned for more than a decade, thanks to rampant looting. Now,
Storm is brewing. Whoa, boy!
after a long battle, third-generation shipwreck hunter Jeff MacKinnon has won the exclusive rights to dive in these treacherous waters.
Ah!
But he only has 8 weeks to do it.
Are you okay?
Can Jeff and his team find the treasure he seeks
Find me something.
before the stormy waters of the Death Coast
It's time for us to get out of here.
Hold on.
make diving impossible? After nearly a week of rough seas, Jeff MacKinnon gathers his team at base camp in Lewisburg, Nova Scotia to discuss their dive options. With only a few weeks left in their dive season, every day counts.
Here we are, posed with another problem. We are running out of time, especially with the weather the way it's been. I mean, we have been nailed here. We are facing a decision. The Feversham site is producing. I really am impressed with the amount of material that we are recovering.
5 days ago, while diving on the Feversham site,
Topside, I have recovered an artifact.
Jeff and the team found a sword pommel, confirming his theory that the current is pushing smaller items from the wreck in towards Scatarie Island. Then, the team found evidence of a potentially valuable discovery in the same area.
Topside, I believe I have a coin.
He said a coin. That's what I heard.
Now, the expert said there might have been a New England coin. That is incredible, because that's worth a fortune.
As the team moved further west, they discovered artifacts that could change the focus of the search.
I don't know what this is. This is not Feversham. This is something else.
In my experience on the Feversham, all of the ship fittings were red brass. These pins that we're finding, this could be another shipwreck. We may be onto one of the other ships in the convoy. The Mary and the Joseph and the Neptune have never been found.
In 1711, the Feversham set sail from New York to join the British invasion of Quebec. Supporting the Feversham were 3 transport ships, the Mary, the Joseph, and the Neptune, each of which was believed to be carrying significant funds to support the invasion.
Those ships would have been carrying all kinds of pay for that incursion into Quebec, and that material was never found. The Mary, Joseph, and the Neptune were carrying tons of gold and artifacts. That means that there's a ton of their money sitting on the bottom as well. We obviously have to make a decision here. Do we stay on the Feversham, or should we proceed westward and chase the other ships?
I don't know, Jeff. I think we should stick where we're at. And the reason is we're getting a lot of volume here. More artifacts per dive than we have in all the other places we've been.
We finally have the bathymetrics, and these cuts are producing. I mean, we finally actually have something that we're seeing and going out and getting. So
I think it deserves another day.
I'm kind of leaning the other way. I agree with what you're saying, but I think we still need to move a little bit further west. And my reasoning is that we're finding a lot of little, tiny, small artifacts where we are right now. There's nothing there definitive that says, you know, major shipwreck. Where are the cannons? Where are the anchors? Where are the windlasses, the capstans, that kind of stuff? Where is that?
We could spend the next 100 years pulling pins out of this place. I need something more definitive that ties into this fleet. And I know in my heart of hearts that the Mary and the Joseph and the Neptune are further west. I am a shipwreck hunter, and the fact that these ships have never been located is a salvager's dream. We're gonna go to the other side of the western breaker then, close to the rocks. That is what we're gonna do.
Okay, let's go! We gotta make this day count. Time is of the essence here.
With a break in the weather, Jeff and the team are finally able to resume their search for the Feversham's ill-fated convoy.
Kick her head, Johnny.
Yeah, I am.
October 7th, 1711. A relentless gale drives the Feversham and its convoy toward the treacherous shores of Scatarie Island. The Feversham strikes first and begins to sink. Its crew bears witness to a harrowing scene. The Mary, the Neptune, and the Joseph, one by one, succumbing to the island's deadly coast.
We're going down there on the other side of the ragged rocks. This is not an established area. This is something absolutely new.
13 fathom. Take my time.
Though the waters are calm for now, Jeff knows all too well that the same brutal winds that have sent hundreds of ships to their doom along this coast can rise without warning.
What's the worst wind on Scatarie? Southwest wind. It can rip my divers into a pile of breakers and a pile of reef systems.
You see the hatches rocks? Right ahead of you?
Yeah.
We gotta go on the outside of them.
Oh, we'll get as close as we can.
It can be a disaster. We have to take our time and make sure this is done very safely.
All right. That right there is where she comes up. There's only 4 feet of water there at the best of times. Search and dive from there to there. Then our next dive will be there, unless you guys find me something good over here. All right, goodbye.
The plan is to search along the rocky southwestern edge of Scatarie Island, pushing west from the Feversham's wreck site in hopes of finding any clues that could lead to one of the lost convoy ships.
Topside, do you read me?
Happy. We're on bottom. I'm gonna start moving closer to the rock.
Copy that, yeah, move to the rock.
Follow me. Copy that. Copy that. Definitely a different kind of kelp here. A lot of that red, hairy looking stuff. A nice cut between the rocks that's heading to the northeast. I'm gonna start metal detecting between those rocks.
Copy that.
I'm gonna look down here in this crevice. This guy's got a hit, working on it now.
Copy that. Over.
Topside, my hole had a pocket of little brass nails.
Yeah, we don't want them, so put them aside and keep looking.
To identify one of the convoy ships, Jeff is looking for something more diagnostic than nails and generic debris.
Topside, I have some very small piece, I believe, sheathing. Over.
Yeah, I'm not interested in lead sheathing either, pal. Keep searching, find me something good.
Copy that.
This wind's picking up a little.
While the divers are in the water, Jeff keeps a close eye on the weather.
Southwest winds. That bubble's moving.
Topside, I have a piece of glass. And it's got some curvature to it. Interesting piece, perhaps.
Bring it up. Let me take a look at it. I wonder what he got.
wind comes out of the southwest, it pummels Scatarie Island.
Hang on.
Well, this could be a problem.
Things can change here on a dime. You really have to be paying attention.
It's blowing hard.
It's going to get worse.
Otherwise, you could lose a diver out at sea. He could be swept away and you wouldn't even know it.
Snow's pushing around down here.
Stay away from the rocks. Off the top side, I have a hit.
While searching a rocky shore off Nova Scotia's Death Coast,
I have a piece of brass, and it's got some curvature to it. Interesting piece, perhaps.
diver Mike Haas discovers something unusual.
Bring it up. Let me take a look at it.
Copy that. We are surfacing.
The team hopes this could be evidence of one of the 3 convoy ships that went down with the Feversham in 1711. Jeff and his crew believe these undiscovered wrecks still hold untold treasures.
What do we have, Mr. Haas?
I have no clue.
Oh, no.
Oh, a mystery item. I don't know what it is. It could be a piece of junk. I just don't know.
Interesting. Brass. They use this for something.
It's pretty cool.
I don't know what that is.
White's black on the inside.
I have no idea. No idea.
Sometimes when the divers bring up an artifact that we can't identify, we got to get it back to the lab, get it cleaned up, and then Jim can initiate the steps that we need so it can tell its full story.
That's something interesting for the lab. Let's go home, Johnny. It's going to pick up.
With dangerous weather on the horizon and a 2-hour journey still ahead of them, Jeff calls off the dive.
When every single day counts, losing half a dive day like this is a real setback.
With time running out, Jeff needs confirmation that they're searching in the right location. So later that evening, team archaeologist Jim Sinclair meets with historian Logan Mitesh, who works with the National Park Service and the Smithsonian Institute, to see if the object they found could be from one of the convoy ships.
Hi, Logan. Thanks for joining me today.
Jim hopes this artifact may provide a clue about whether it came from the Feversham or from one of the convoy ships.
We've got a little piece that we found and would like to get your opinion on it.
Is it tarnished brass? Is that what it is?
Yes, it's tarnished brass.
Okay, so it's got a totally round spout, and there's that little hole there in the side.
Almost looks like a funnel.
It reminds me a lot of the top to a flask. Not the kind of flask that you drink out of.
Yeah.
I'm referring to a gunpowder flask.
Wow. So what sort of gun are we talking about?
We're most likely looking at a smoothbore flintlock musket.
A flintlock musket is a long gun used by the British in the 18th century. The operator loads the gunpowder, often from a flask, followed by a lead shot that is tamped down and then primed with more powder.
So, Logan, in your opinion, would this have been more likely on the HMS Feversham or one of the 3 transport ships?
In my opinion, it's most likely coming from one of the transport ships. And that's because in 1711 on the Feversham, the individuals who are going to be shooting the muskets on that ship, military soldiers are most likely to have pre-made paper cartridges. But if we're dealing with the transport ships, they are far more likely to have to load their powder directly from a flask. So the Mary, the Joseph, or the Neptune, those individuals are going to have a powder flask.
Wow, that's fascinating. It's amazing to think that this small piece may hold a big clue for us.
Little objects hold big clues.
They certainly do.
Jeff, we're drifting right that way towards the buoy.
Yeah, well, you don't want to get up on that little sunker.
No.
The next day, encouraged by Jim's research, Jeff moves the team further west, following the trail of the convoy.
Where are we at here? Stay outside here?
Yeah.
Johnny,
Yeah.
watch your depth there.
Yeah.
Though the weather is holding steady, Jeff knows it can change in an instant, and the site they're diving is unfamiliar territory.
This is crucial, this area. I can smell coins here. I know you can smell them too. All right, we'll go by.
To help cover more territory in less time, the divers will use a scooter to increase their speed underwater.
Show them how it's done, Dan. Find me a damn coin.
The tenders must maneuver carefully to reach the marker. This close to the rock, the current is strong, the waves unpredictable, and the visibility poor. A dangerous combination that can easily throw a diver against the jagged edge of the shoals.
Topside, this position for the divers, over.
Copy that.
Just so you know, there is kelp. Lots and lots of kelp.
This is topside, Haas. I read you loud and clear. For some reason, the kelp gods hate me.
Let's head this way. The current's too strong here.
Copy that.
Mike, over here.
Hang on. I'm going to look down here in this crevice. Strong hit here.
What do you have over there?
It's buried. I can't see it yet. This is almost too deep.
Keep digging.
Looks like I have something. That's the top side.
Can you really please just say that slower? I really think you're saying you got a f***ing coin.
There's multiple hits here.
With time running out in their latest dive along the jagged coast of Scatarie Island,
Can you really please just say that slower? I really think you're saying you got a f***ing coin.
diver Mike Haas has made a last-minute discovery.
I repeat, we have a nail and a coin here. Over.
Copy that. He said he got a coin.
That's what he said.
Keep working that spot, fellas, because where there's one, there's more.
Hope so.
There's multiple hits here. How much time do we have left?
Topside, this is Griego, low on air.
Copy that.
Mike, mark this with your bag.
Out of time and air, the team leaves a marker to tag the location and return to the surface.
Griego surfacing on our buoy. I need the boat.
Copy that. Griego is surfacing at his buoy. I'll be right with you, Dan.
Topside, I am headed to the surface. Over.
Copy that, Haas. Copy that. 2 divers up now.
Copy that.
One glove, handful of stuff. What do you get?
No idea what you're talking about.
Come on. Let's see. I heard you on the set. You come over here, look.
Is that cool or what?
Oh, that is something. That is fantastic, guys.
That's a beautiful coin. There's a Spanish cross. The crest on one side.
Spanish cross
Spanish
on the
cross
other.
on the other.
Right there, look. Same one. Yeah. I have a Spanish cross tattoo on my bicep because my father's very first coin he ever found was a Spanish escudo.
and it just so happens that he found it on the south side of Scatarie.
A Spanish cob is a crudely made coin from the Spanish colonies. Rather than minted from a thin sheet of silver, they were simply cut off the end of a silver bar and imprinted on the sides. They were a common currency in 1711, found aboard ships from nearly every nation, including those of the British fleet.
That is fantastic. That's what we're looking for. Imagine leaving that on the bottom of the ocean for nobody to ever find again. I'm gonna cry. These Spanish cobs are haunting me. The Feversham had thousands of them, but this is not the Feversham. This is on the other side of the Western Breaker, so what is it doing here? It has to be from another wreck. I really need to find out what this is.
I thought that was copper. It's silver, huh? Look at that.
Yeah, it looks like silver to me.
This is, yeah, I want to know what this is. Oh, we gotta get back in. We gotta get more. We gotta get more.
With the weather holding steady, Jeff sends the divers back to the target, hoping to find more evidence of a convoy ship and any treasure it may have had on board.
There's thick kelp.
As the divers move further west from the marker, they encounter a familiar foe.
Upside. It's definitely worse trying to look in here.
Strong hit here. It's hard to get a clear look.
Just so you know, this is like being in a bowl of spaghetti.
Well, then start eating it then.
Can't get any light to be able to see what we're getting hits on.
After 40 minutes of fighting the kelp, the divers are out of air.
Off the top side. We are surfacing. Over.
Copy that, Mike Haas.
Problem is I can't see anything. Literally can't see anything. And the kelp is so thick it's black, but I can still hear the hit.
We got into an area, it's a very promising area, but they can't see anything. I think it'll speed things up if you clear some of the kelp out of there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you down with your little linoleum knives and you guys can go to town. Let's go down and cut some kelp. And the boys gotta go down and do some manual labor. It's hard work. They might not like it, but it's gonna pay out. I know it.
Once again, the divers return to the marker, this time determined to clear away as much kelp as possible, carving a path to the seafloor.
It's risky because it takes time, and time is something that we don't have. However, I'm hoping that this move will pay off for us, and they'll expose an area and be able to get some recovery.
Just keep cutting. Hopefully this will all go away and we'll be able to see.
With daylight fading fast and cut strands of kelp now covering the site,
That's time. I want you guys out of the water.
Jeff calls the divers back. They'll return in the morning, hoping the shifting tide will sweep away the loose kelp and reveal clues to one of the lost convoy ships.
It kills me to have to leave a place that is producing, but it's getting late in the day. We have no choice.
After a day of cutting away the thick kelp that continues to frustrate their mission, the team returns to the jagged edge of Scatarie Island to search for evidence of one of the convoy ships and its undiscovered treasure.
All right, you're going where you cleared that kelp. Let's find something diagnostic, please. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Goodbye. Get them to their site, Chris. Now you be careful in there.
Jeff's hope is that the current carried away the loose kelp overnight.
All right, guys, they're good to go right now. They're going in. Be careful. Stay away from the rocks. Copy that.
This is topside, Haas. I read you loud and clear.
Dan, can you give me a rundown on visibility, please?
What are you guys seeing under there?
Outside. I could say the kelp's a lot better here.
Hey, Haas, how are you dealing with the kelp? Does it look all cleared off where you cut it?
Much better.
The divers are now able to get closer to the seafloor and to any treasure that might be hidden nearby.
Let's see what we can find. We got to make this dive count.
While the dive team continues their search, Jim Sinclair meets with coin curator Doug Mudd, hoping he can identify the piece of silver the team recently salvaged. Doug is a longtime consultant for the Smithsonian Institute and the International Monetary Fund.
We have a slightly unusual object here. Thought you might like to take a look at it.
Oh, yeah. Very interesting. Let's take a look at that a little more closely. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely been clipped at the end. Probably a fork.
So why would they trim off a tine of a fork?
Silverware at the time was made out of sterling silver, which is what they used in the actual coinage. It meant that it was much easier in emergency situations to convert your silverware into money. People would bring out family silverware and cut it off, and if they cut them to a certain weight, it could be used in trade very easily. What'll be interesting is if we weigh this, it might actually correspond to, say, a shilling in weight. Let's take a look and see what the weight is. The weight is about 2.1 grams. That corresponds roughly with what was known as a groat. That was a denomination at the time. So it makes perfect sense that something like this might exist and might have been used as money.
In the early 18th century, the use of forks was rare in Britain. On British naval ships, they were highly restricted until 1897 because of the fear they would make ordinary sailors seem unmanly. But those regulations did not apply to private ships like those that supported the Feversham.
The Feversham was the only royal ship in the convoy, and so it's far more likely the sailors on the Mary, the Joseph, or the Neptune would have been carrying this type of pocket change.
Back at Scatarie Island, the divers continue their search for more of the convoy ship. A search that is pushing them closer to the rocky shoreline.
Visibility is great at the moment. Wow, this is amazing.
I have non-stop hits on the metal detector.
What do you have?
Upside the bottom is just littered with pins and spikes and little pieces of sheathing. Over.
Disregard. Find me something else, please. It's going to pick up here in a few.
This is Griego. I have a hit. I'm going to try to dig it out.
Copy that, Dan.
Besides, Griego, I dug a 3-foot hole. Still can't reach it. I'm moving on.
They're going to find something down here, they better do it quick. When that wind runs against the tide, we're going to have waves. And those waves are going to push my divers up into the rocks.
See them there, fellas?
The rocks got everything shook right up, right? It's hard to tell.
Once you get eyes on their bubbles, do not lose them.
Jeff keeps a close eye on the weather. High winds mean larger swells and faster current.
This current is going to push us into the rocks. Stay close, you guys. Visibility is not great.
You boys, be careful down there now.
Yeah, it's coming in fast.
The swell is pushing us around down here. Upside, we have a problem.
The rocks! Get them away from the rocks!
The rocks! Get them away from the rocks!
The swell is pushing me around down here.
Chris, come on! Move!
With the wind and waves picking up along the Death Coast,
You have a pretty strong current down here.
All right, divers.
To the surface, that's enough.
Jeff is forced to call the divers back.
Topside. Strong hit here.
But they're not returning empty-handed.
Off the top line, I think I might have another coin, over.
That a boy, Haas. Copper coin. Jeez, it's beat up.
Poking you out with a sharp stick.
That's a good one, Mike.
Right on the surface. As soon as I went down, I couldn't believe it was laying there.
Some writing around it, I can see that. This is a British farthing or a quarter penny. It's a very small denomination. It's not part of any treasure. This is most likely from the pocket of a common sailor. The interesting thing that even though we found a substantial amount of coins on the Feversham, we never did find a copper farthing. This, along with the soldier's flask top and the fork tine, are telling me that we could possibly be on one of the convoy ships. Well, here we go again. Southwest winds.
For now, though, the search will once again have to wait.
Let's go home, Johnny. It's gonna pick up. Let's get back at her tomorrow.
The next morning, Jeff assembles the team to address the increasingly unpredictable weather and prepare for the next dive.
We are getting hammered out there. We're losing half of every day. As you can see outside, it's gonna pick up. She's coming out of the southwest right now, probably about 15 to 20, but she's supposed to pick up to 25.
Yeah, the swells are going to be so big, we'll be lucky to get 2 dives in.
Basically. The winds are progressively getting worse. I can feel the dive days slipping through my fingers. I know it's blowing a little hard out there, and I know it's going to be uncomfortable. That's why I brought you here. You're the best at what you do. So, we have to make hay while the sun shines. So we better make our morning worthwhile.
As the team departs Lewisburg to continue searching the coast of Scatarie Island, conditions are deceivingly calm. The darkening sky, however, tells a different story.
I'm gonna have to keep watching what's going on here. The wind's a little confused here now. So she's come around southeast. It looks like we got a little bit of a storm front moving in. And it might cut our day short.
Okay, stand by. We have a pretty strong current down here.
Copy that.
Topside, I have something.
Copy that, Haas. They found something.
Off the top side, we have a roll from a pin here.
Bring it up.
Roger that. Over.
Whoa!
There comes the rain.
Your thunderstorm watch is issued for
There it is.
Marion County. Meteorologists are tracking a severe thunderstorm capable of producing up to nickel-fine hail and heavy rain.
We just got a storm warning over the set. I can hear the thunder, and I saw quite a few flashes of lightning off in the distance. We're gonna have to probably pull the pin because it is going to turn into a washing machine here.
As storms roll in from the open sea, they bring heavy winds, rain, and sometimes lightning. Because salt water is a good conductor of electricity, a lightning strike can spread along the surface, causing electrical shock, burns, or paralysis, and ultimately drowning.
This is why it's dangerous to dive these waters. It's a mess out here, again.
I a target. I'm attempting to dig it out.
Good. Keep searching that area, pal.
Outside I have what I think might be a small piece of silver. Not really sure what it is. Over.
Small piece of silver? That sounds good. Keep searching. Hurry up, though. Storm is brewing.
As conditions quickly worsen, the divers rush to complete their search.
Topside, Griego. Just digging and putting as much stuff in my pouch as I can.
Watch out.
Topside, this washer machine just put a hole in my dry suit for sure.
Do you need to abort your dive, Griego?
I'm fighting the current.
Alert invisibility. You can tell when it's going to.
Oh my God.
Storm is brewing.
Off the coast of Scatarie Island, Nova Scotia,
Your place is tricked the washer machine.
an incoming storm has put the dive team in danger.
I'm fighting the current.
Alert invisibility. You can tell when it's going to.
I need to be able to maximize my dive time. But this weather that we're having here is dangerous.
Yeah, this is topside to safety diver. I want you to wrangle your guys and bring them up. We're having a little bit of lightning up here. A little bit of lightning.
Copy that. Okay, all divers, abort dive, return to the surface immediately, over.
But the threat of lightning is not the only risk.
Weather like this causes a major swell.
Too strong here.
It is not good for the safety of the divers. You run the risk of having a diver getting thrown up onto the rocks of the island.
All right, I'm headed to the surface.
This is Griego. I'm gonna surface.
Copy that. Let's get you guys out of the water. Okay, boys, what do you got?
I got a rove and I got a thing that I thought might have been silver, but I'm thinking leaning more towards brass. It's a rove.
Yeah, that's a rove, all right.
A rove is a metal washer placed around ship pins used to fasten the components of a ship together.
Okay, what else do we got? Look at that. That's a piece of the rudder gear. That rove goes with that material, and that material goes together. Yep. Same ship. There's no question. That it? Oh, what do you got? Oh!
Baby, look at you.
That's bell. Yeah,
Definitely bell.
that's a piece of a bell.
Dinner bell.
Small bell, I don't know what kind of bell. There's marking on that. Look. I gotta get that to the lab. I'll find out what that is. So is there other stuff underneath it?
Yes, it's still deeper.
Piles of stuff.
Oh.
Like piles.
Oh, we gotta go back there. Oh, yes, I hear you.
I think we're onto the debris field here, and I want to keep going, but the weather's not going to allow it.
Yeah, it's time for us to get out of here. Contact's good. Whoa, boy! I don't want to get... Whoa, I'm sorry, Lord!
Make no mistake, the weather is in charge here. Not me, not anyone else, the weather.
As the storm sets in, the crew secures the deck and readies for the long and unpleasant journey back to base camp.
Good job, boys. We're moving. We're getting out of your way.
Later that evening, Jeff and team archaeologist Aaron Taylor return to the lab to investigate the bell fragment. After soaking the fragment in a solution to stabilize it and remove surface contaminants, Jeff hopes to find a clue as to which ship it may have come from.
I really thought I saw something on the boat.
What do you see? You make out anything?
I do. It looks like I see part of a line. It's way too straight to be a scratch or pitting.
It's subtle, but yeah, I can see it.
That's absolutely deliberate.
You know, I have an app on my phone, and it's been used on old rock painting. It helps to bring out the faint images. I take a photo, and then if you play around with it a little bit.
Look, that's what I was talking about right there.
Yeah. Some
You
of
can
them
see
really
it.
pop on you, right?
Look at it right there. That's an M.
Yeah, I see it. I see it too. It's subtle, but it's there.
It could either be the end of Feversham or the beginning of Mary. It can't be Feversham because we're too far up the coast, especially from where the Feversham initially wrecked. Bet you right after M, there's an A.
So you're thinking Mary.
I am thinking Mary. I think this ship is the Mary. We've already found artifacts here, but I want more.
If this bell truly belongs to the Mary, Jeff and his team may have uncovered the final resting place of one of the 3 undiscovered convoy ships of the Feversham. But the greatest mystery remains. Somewhere off the rugged coast of Scatarie Island, the treasure is still waiting to be found. Next, on the Death Coast.
Straight in there, look.
As Jeff and his team push into uncharted waters,
Shipwreck material here.
That's what we're looking for.
a single artifact could pinpoint the location of a lost convoy ship.
I might have a piece of timber.
That came from a bigger section of the ship.
And an unexplored section of seabed
It's so big it's blank in the machine.
Yeah, I want it, Mike.
starts to give up its treasure.
Holy, what are those?
Kind of look like emeralds to me.